Hello and welcome to the Lawrence Family Kitchen. This is Jennifer with Spirit of Health, and today we're going to be making an Italian casserole. And this is actually one of my favorite dishes that we make here in our home, and it's because it's a great way to make a really tasty meat stock and at the same time have a really nutritious meal for your family. If you're following the GAPS diet, this is actually in the GAPS book on page 186. And if you are following the diet and you're doing the introduction schedule, this is introduced into stage 2. And one of the reasons that you could do this meal at stage 2 is because when you cook this meat, it's going to be slow cooked in the oven for many hours in water. And that helps to really make the meat in this dish very easy to absorb and digest for someone that has some digestive issues. So it's a great way to start introducing meat into the diet in an easy way to digest. What you'll need at home is a casserole dish. This is also called a Dutch oven. This is a particular one that's about 9 quarts, but you could go even smaller down to about 5 quarts. I think a 5 quart and higher is going to give you more space to add your vegetables and make sure you can really get a nice variety of vegetables in your dish. The next thing that you're going to need, other than a casserole dish, is you're going to need to choose a piece of meat. And what I have here today is I have a whole chicken, and this is just a frying chicken, and it's organic, hormone-free, and you could also use any other whole chicken. You could use pheasant or quail. You could also use a joint of beef or a joint of lamb, or you could even use a leg of lamb or a leg of turkey. Really, the options are endless. So just make sure it's from a really good quality source and a healthy choice of meat. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our lid off our casserole dish, and I'm going to take my chicken, and you could leave the innards in here as well and make it a part of the dish. Make sure when you go into, you pull out all the inside if the chicken has any stuffing. Make sure you take all the paper out and add your innards to the dish. So this one has a little bit of a heart, and I'm just going to put it right next to the chicken. Actually, I might actually put it right back inside. And that way it can cook up in there. Okay, next thing that we're going to do, let me just wash my hands off. Okay. We're going to take some water and we're going to pour it over our chicken, and really the goal is to have it about 2/3 of the way up into the casserole dish. And this is what's going to become your meat stock. Wow, that looks really good. Okay, so really no particular measurement on that, just kind of eyeball it. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add some of salt and pepper. I have a couple teaspoons of salt here. And this is a good quality sea salt. We use Celtic salt when we're cooking usually. You could also use a pink Himalayan sea salt as well, or pink Himalayan rock salt, I should say. And then we have some fresh herbs. You could also use dried herbs as well. The two that I have here are thyme and oregano, and I just have a couple tablespoons of each. And I'm going to just kind of sprinkle that over the top here. I have a few bay leaves. Put those in there. And then this is kind of the secret ingredient to it all, in my opinion. This is some fresh rosemary. And I've got 2 sprigs of it here. And these are just really easy. You just kind of peel those little leaves right off, and it's just going to make your house smell amazing while it's cooking. And feel free to experiment with other herbs that you might have in your garden, or herbs that you might find at the store. One thing that Dr. Natasha Campbell recommends against at this point, if you are in the GAPS diet, is not doing any spices, because that can irritate the digestive system sometimes. So lay off any kind of cayenne or anything like that right now, and just go with the fresh herbs and or the dried herbs as well. Alright, so what I've done here is I've added my salt and my pepper. I have my dried herbs in here, and I'm going to put my lid back on my casserole dish. And I have my oven preheated to 300 degrees. And I'm going to put my casserole into the oven for about 5 to 6 hours. And you can kind of peek in on it, you know, starting around 5 hours. Because you filled it up with quite a lot of water, you should have a really good broth that's stock that's starting to come out, and it's going to be just so delicious. But at that point, you're going to want to take the casserole dish out, and you're going to want to add into your dish some vegetables. So at that point, you'll take your lid off, and you'll add in, and it really doesn't matter, we just always add in what we have in the kitchen. So today I have some carrots, some sliced zucchini, broccoli, white onion, and then I'll probably take 2 or 3 cloves of garlic, and I like to press my garlic into the dish. So about at 5 hours after this has been in the oven, I'm going to pull it out, and I'm going to add the vegetables that you see here. I'll put it back into the oven, and it'll bake for another hour or so, and 45 minutes, and then at that point you take it out and it's ready to serve. You can serve the vegetables and the meat right away just to your family. Put it on the plates, being careful to you know, make sure that you watch for bones and things, since the whole chicken is in here. And then when you're ready to take out the stock, you could easily pour that through a sieve and make sure you can kind of pick around to make sure there's no bones in that as well. So it's a really wonderful dish, and I hope that you try this with your family, and I know that they'll love it. So thank you so much for watching. This is Jennifer with Spirit of Health. From our kitchen to yours, God bless.